Indeed, greetings unto you, my beloved and holy friends. Thank you again for joining me on another video. If you enjoy what it is I'm doing, consider giving me a like, a subscribe, and do leave a comment. I try and answer every single one of them. Let's go live. Whew! Feel like it was it was quite a rush. It was like really rushing to get to the stream right now. It was coming down just a while ago, like it rained up to there, so I wasn't able to sit here. So I was trying to plan how I'm gonna do that, trying to figure out like my seating arrangement, trying to figure out how to get more light in this area because you wouldn't be able to see anything that way. Unfortunately, the rain kind of relaxed. It's now just gently dripping. I'm very thankful for the rain nonetheless. And I'm very thankful for all of you joining me today. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm breaking up some bud, just removing the sticks. And then as soon as I'm done removing sticks, I can start crushing. It's a new month. It's one of the first square months in 200 years. Meaning that the first falls on a Monday, and then it just goes down that way. 7 falls on a Sunday, and then it continues. Hey, Bold School, thank you for joining me. It's raining here as well. We can be rain buddies, friend. Rain all around. It's really nice. It's really nice. Watch out for those stems. Yeah, can never be too safe. Can never be too safe. They're always trying to sneak up on me. So after I crush it with the mortar and pestle, I usually just it kind of flattens some of these buds, but their structural integrity has already been compromised. So then you can just kind of rub them between your fingers and they disintegrate. The rain sounds beautiful though. Can you hear it? I hope you can. It is quite tranquil. I'm just happy that it isn't sideways raining anymore. Did you use to use a grinder? Yes, I actually did. I used to use a grinder for a long time. Bought my first grinder in Richards Bay when I still had my first girlfriend. Sure, what a trip. That was a while ago. But ever since I started using the mortar and pestle, I've not used the grinder again. It's just so convenient. It always works. Time for bets. It's going to finish the joint today. Like, what are we betting? Some GME stocks? Reddit is just like riddled with GME to like the last week basically. It's the only thing everybody is talking about. I guess it's good though. For the first time, people are starting to think of investing and starting to have financial minds on them. It's pretty cool. I think it's pretty cool. I think we're definitely expanding and changing as a human race. We're no longer just sitting by idly, letting people tell us what to do with our lives. We're starting to take action, take things back for ourselves. I've got 5 on it. You think I'll finish it today? I feel like I could maybe. Like the only thing, I'm not worried about it, but the only thing that could happen, like when the rain gets like this, our power goes out sometimes. Our power went out this morning, just out of nowhere. So, like that would be the worst thing ever. No, it wouldn't. No, it wouldn't. I shouldn't say that. There are a lot worse things in the world than my power going out. I'm sorry for even saying that. I hope all of you are well. I hope all of you are healthy. I hope all of you are safe. It is a beautiful day. For some of you, it's now just starting the day, right? Just starting your February, starting a Monday. Mondays can be brutal, going back to work. Feeling like you have to be responsible again after feeling like you don't have to be responsible during the weekends. But it's part of the experience, right? This is the experience we call upon ourselves. I do believe, though, that we shouldn't be... Oh, let me pour myself a glass of water. I do believe that we shouldn't be working 5 days a week. I think they should change it to like 4 days a week and 3 days weekend. Like, increase like the working day by like 1 hour each, you're not losing that much work time, and you're going to do a lot of like, it's going to be very mentally beneficial to all of your employees, and I think everyone involved. People need more time for themselves. Hey, I made it for the rolling today. Hey Lane, thank you for joining me. Guys, if you're a heavy metal fan, Lane is a heavy metal artist. So I just wanted to give you a little shout out, Lane. I appreciate you, friend. It's good for Melt more since it's bringing more people to Reddit. Yeah, that's true. Rain is going to bring some more people onto Reddit. Nobody's going to want to go outside. People are going to want to spend time snuggled under some blankets. So let's hope we reach 10,000 concurrent watchers. I don't even think that's possible. Like, I think the highest I've ever seen on Reddit is like 6,500. And we hit 6,700 once actually. So it's absolutely amazing. Thank you for the novel salute, and thank you for the bless up prestigious match. I appreciate you, friend, and welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining me. It's been a rough one so far for me, but that's alright. I'll get through the day. We'll get through the day together, Lane. This is the way. This is the way. Oop, thanks for the shout out. You're so welcome, friend. You're so welcome. Lane Butler, right? Yeah, Butler? Is it Butler? It is Butler. Lane Butler. If I ever blow up on YouTube and I get millions of views, I hope that those millions of views kind of trickle down to you as well, homie. So, Lane Butler, friends, heavy metal. It is very like, it's scary, Lane. Like, I can just tell you, it scares me, friend. Yo, like, I used to listen to some heavy metal, but never so much growling. And I listened to, like, I think all of your tracks. You had this one track that started so tranquil and ended so tranquil. Like, you have to tell me the name. You probably know the one. But it's like, I was like, oh, tranquil. And then suddenly I'm like, oh, I'm feeling things. Sorry, I meant GME will bring more people, but the rain too. Oh yeah, that is actually true. Like, I've actually thought about that as well. You can see on like Google statistics that Reddit has been getting a lot more traffic lately. I'm not sure how many of them are actually watching live streams though, but I'm hopeful. I believe that we're gonna grow as a community. I believe that this is something that is my life's purpose, and I'm so grateful to have all of you beautiful people join me for that. I want to say this as well, because you know I like saying this. Indeed, greetings unto you, my beloved and holy friends. Indeed. Greetings unto you, beloved and holy friends. Thank you so much for joining me. It is a beautiful day. It is a beautiful day. Hope you're doing well, friend. I am doing well. I'm doing really well. I've been practicing a new type of meditation. It's basically just you realizing or being in the moment and realizing that everything is a mystery. And you listen to this and you listen to that, and you kind of think about where it comes from, the whole process it went through before it reached the point where it is now. Like, you can look at a glass, like a plastic glass, and you can be thinking, I wonder where the resources for it was extracted. I wonder how far it had to travel before it got to the factory. I wonder how the beads of pellets looked, the shape of the beads of pellet before they got injection molded. Like, there's so much you can do that with, and you can continue looking at different things and continue doing that over and over again. And it kind of makes you aware how little you know and how mysterious the world is, and it's very beautiful. Do you have any siblings? I do have siblings, friend. I have a few siblings actually. I have 3 siblings, 2 brothers and a sister. Good morning and afternoon. Thank you. Thank you very much, Alex. I appreciate... Why do I have trouble saying that word? I appreciate you giving me an award, friend. Thank you. I love the Antwoord. Do you? I can't say the same. Good morning and afternoon. Thank you, Alex. Good morning from New York. Thank you, friend. Is it cold there? Maybe a little bit of a silly question. Obviously cold there. I hope you're staying warm. I hope you're staying healthy. And I hope you're taken care of, friend. I hope all of you are taken care of. I love you so much. There's a couple of tracks like that. Maybe Hypnotic Eyes. That's the one. Hypnotic Eyes. Yeah. I'm glad you listened though, friend. Metal is an acquired taste. It definitely is. It definitely is an acquired taste. And fortunately, there are millions and millions of people that listen to metal. So your audience is out there as well, Lane. Your audience is out there as well. Uh, Rabbit Reddit friend. Happy February. Happy February to you as well. Subreddit, nice streams in rain, does not exist. Consider creating it. Well, you see, the problem is, I would only be able to stream there when it rains. And it doesn't actually rain that much here. So I'm very thankful for every single drop that's falling. I definitely have nothing to complain about. Raining in SA and snowing here in the east coast of the US. All I know is water is falling from the sky, friend. Water is falling from the sky. Good bot. It's a bot? Sub doesn't exist bot. What? Is that an actual bot that just did that? That is really cool. That is really, really cool. Thank you, Reddit Mixer, for voting on Reddit Mixer. This bot wants to find the best and worst bots on Reddit. What is going on? Like, where we have a bunch of bots in chat. Maybe I can help influence the maybe potentially upcoming AI revolution. We love you as well, bots. We're sorry that we abused you. We didn't know you had feelings. Please forgive us and please spare us. I love the sound of rain. Me too, friend. It's so tranquil, especially sleeping to it. Maybe been watching too much, had a dream. I was living with my wife in SA last night. We didn't have our 9 chickens though. Oh, you thought you moved to China? Would your wife be okay with that? Was your mom there as well, or your wife's mom there as well? Since she's at your place at the moment. I wouldn't be surprised. Or was it just you and your wife? Watching at work? Wish I was packing a J in the rain. Take a hit for me. I will, friend. I will take a hit for you. Hello from Norway. Hello to you as well, friend. Thank you so much for joining me from Norway. And welcome to South Africa. Welcome to South Africa. Dreams are crazy. Is it weed? Yes, it is, friend. Yes, it is. And dreams are crazy. I've been dreaming about getting into relationships lately. Well, not really getting into a relationship, pursuing getting into a relationship. Like, I'll meet this beautiful girl, and me and her will hit it off, and I'll start talking to her, and then we'll start hanging out, and it'll be like super, cuddly, me resting head on thighs, stuff like that, that very nostalgic, like girlfriend sort of stuff. And then I wake up and I'm like, really, brain? Really? I know I've been single for 2 years, but like, why you gonna do me this dirty? Please respond with the head. Please respond with the head. What? What strain you smoking on? I'm smoking on some lemon haze, friend. Mom-in-law was not there, but it was a dream. Yeah, it's true. Is it a good thing that your mom-in-law wasn't there? Do you like your mom-in-law? I should have actually asked. Usually men don't like their mom-in-laws, but since yours cooked for you, I guess you don't have too much to complain. I can't listen. Oh. Yes. Weed. Yes. Weed. Oh, I understand what you say now. So, this is what South African Chad looks like. Interesting. Thank you, I guess. Thank you. Yeah, I guess this is what a South African Chad looks like. My friend, hug please. There you go, friend. That's the best I can do, Mohammed. But I literally just woke up. Woke up, Meltmore, started to stream. Coincidence? I think not. I don't think so either, friend. I believe it's called something. It's something called synchronicity. Like we We do things and things happen in our lives and it feels like a coincidence, but usually it's not. Our brains are more powerful than we realize. Yeah, it's crazy. I had a closet full of brightly colored button downs. Okay, that part just kidding. I was about to say like, wow, okay, that's maybe a little bit weird. Maybe you should take like the next stream off or something. Nice fat doink. Yeah, it is. I'm gonna light it as soon as I get to the bottom of the comments, and I know that is a far stretch because it keeps coming up. I will keep asking for a hug till I get one. I will keep giving you virtual hugs until you can get one from me yourself, friend. My mom-in-law is the best out there. They don't get any better. That's sick. I'm so happy for you, friend. Like, not a lot of people can say that. I've been feeling that about relationships. I think it's Valentine's coming up. Yeah, it might be. And I've been talking, so, like, one of my friends recently got into a relationship. Actually, technically not in a relationship because he hasn't asked her out yet, but he plans to ask her out on, like, Valentine's Day. And they're so happy, and I'm so happy for him as well. And then two of my other friends recently had their relationships end on them. So yeah, relationships are weird, dude. Like they kind of throw me around sometimes. Stellenbosch area? No, unfortunately not, friend. Mpumalanga area. That would be sick though if it were real. It would be sick. I would have been really surprised. A doink is what we call joints here, and a fat doink is what you have. Yeah. You have educated me since. I like the word doink actually. Yes, you knew though. I did, friend. I go through periods of increased synchronicity and I can't even figure out why. It wears out sometimes. I actually also don't know why, friend. But when it does wear out, I become very aware of it and I try and make decisions that would bring me closer to being synchronized again, if that makes any sense. I try and be a little bit more aware, a little bit more calm, a little bit more understanding, and I try and listen more as well. So maybe that's why, friend. Maybe we should just kind of become aware again. Maybe the lack of synchronicity tells us to become aware of our synchronicity, if that makes any sense. Good morning from Flagstaff again. Hello, Young. I appreciate you joining us again. I'm off to help doggos and Kit Kats have a good night's sleep. You're going to go and help some animals? Are you a vet? Are you doing like charity work? Was it charity work? Rescue work, I guess? And if you are, that's amazing, friend. Thank you so much for doing that. I'm pretty sure those little souls are going to appreciate you so much. Smoking along with you, I got purple sherbet on deck. That sounds really nice, friend. That sounds really nice. I appreciate that. I appreciate you, friend. Hey man, hope you are well in this tumultuous times. I am, friend. I can say honestly that I am well. I'm happy, I'm healthy, I'm safe, I'm taken care of, I'm growing, I'm creating, I'm exploring my own psyche as well, and I'm very grateful for that. So on that note, I'm going to light this, but before I do, I just want to set myself an intent. Yesterday was gratitude, and it kind of like took me through the ringer. It really did. So I wanna get another one that has that much impact in my life. Understanding. Understanding myself, understanding what people try and tell me, understanding how much I have to be grateful for. Coming back to being grateful, but understanding. That's my intent for this today. Because of the rain, the bud is pretty hydrated. So now, just as I took this puff, I can already realize it's very smooth. My grandma's church does outreach in Eswatini. They build churches and homes and such. They provide such and there and provide for people. I assume it isn't so poverty stricken everywhere in South Africa. Fortunately, it's not poverty stricken everywhere in South Africa, but like especially during these times, there are a lot of people homeless, a lot of people hungry, a lot of people that can't feed their kids, and unfortunately, our government isn't doing much of anything to change that. But yeah, actually, I live in a beautiful country. I live in a prosperous country. I live in a country where people care for each other. A country where people love each other. A country that's evolving. A wealthy country, an abundant country. A country where you can raise your kids in. A country where you can meet the love of your life in. These are all things that I believe for South Africa, and I speak to be true. How much does it rain there? So it doesn't rain a lot here actually, but lately it has been raining a lot. So in this month, let me do some quick maths. It has rained almost 200 mils, if you know those units. So quite a lot in this month, like more in this month than it has rained like in some years in South Africa. Understanding, so good. You're all a nice cone, man. Thank you, friend. Thank you. I think it's seasonal, maybe not in SA though. You're talking about the rain? About the poverty? I'm not sure. I have to get going. I'll catch your video on YouTube and see you later for your 5 a.m. stream. Have a good one, friend. Thank you, Lane. I appreciate your presence in the chat. Please do watch the YouTube video a little bit later. I do try and upload every single, well, I don't try, I have been uploading every single one of these streams on my YouTube like a few hours after I finish them, because I like upload them to my computer, edit, like sound correct, color correct, upload to YouTube, well, export or render, and then upload to YouTube. So it's usually up like about 4 hours after my stream. Hello, my friend. What's the intent today? My intent today was understanding, friend. Understanding. Understanding myself, understanding the beautiful world I'm living in, understanding my friends and my family, and understanding that I have to be grateful, first and foremost. I'm not a metal fan, but I'm going to check you out. Thank you, Bald School. Thank you for helping us grow this community. I look forward to growing together with all of you. Growth is something that's so infectious. And when you see it, it inspires you. And it's like, for me, every time I think about growth, I think about trees growing together. And they do this thing, I can't exactly remember what the terminology for it is, but the leaves don't touch each other, so that the branches don't break, like as the wind blows them. And like they're all at the same height as well. And that's the best way to overcome adversity. Adversity is to be strong together. Like a big old tall tree in the middle of nowhere with no other tree standing with it gets blown over really easily. Holy crap, what happened? I'm not sure, friend, but it duplicated your comment 3 times. I'm so curious about the culture there. We have a bunch of different cultures here, friend. Like a bunch. We have 11 officially recognized languages. So every one of those languages has its own culture as well. Sigh, and here I am, an American, wondering what in the actual hell we are doing over here. I hope we can fix what is broken. We are, friend. We are actively fixing what is broken. By recognizing the things that are broken, by looking at them, by forgiving them, we will fix everything that is broken. Rain. Yeah, I'm thinking also it's the rain that's seasonal. It is pretty seasonal here. It doesn't rain a lot in the winter. Made my day with that comment, but I've shown you and your message to my friends, and everyone loves it. Thank you so much, friend. I really appreciate that. I hope that I can reach more people. Ever more people. Because if more and more people are gaining something, gaining positivity, gaining a better outlook, a better perspective, a better feeling about life, and then they can go in turn and share that feeling, that experience, that love with people, I think very soon we'll change the world. No, I know very soon we will change the world. I want to do so much, understanding what I'm capable of, accomplishing day by day, understanding what is tangible. That is very good, friend. And you're kind of really punching at my heart of saying that as well, because it's something that I don't want to say struggle with, but it's something that I have to come to grips with. I have to realize my potential to achieve the things I want to achieve as well, and I have to work even harder. I'm, I believe I'm working hard, but I don't think I'm working hard enough. Damn, taking myself to the ringer. Freaking my left, actually my right brain punching back at my left brain technically, because it's the creative side of me that realizes that I have to do more. Thanks, I like your intent and the system behind them. Thank you, friend. I appreciate your presence and I appreciate your words as well. Only bad part about having a mom-in-law is I've chosen not to smoke J's all day, since culturally they are heavily opposed to it. But I still hit the vape box. I'm tasting the lemon royale right now. That sounds really nice, Bold School. And that's very nice of you as well to be so considerate of your mom-in-law. That's very nice of you, friend. And I hope you know that even though she doesn't appreciate it, or doesn't know to appreciate it because you're being incognito about it, I appreciate you for respecting your mom-in-law. Like that's amazing, friend. You should write a book on your philosophy about life and your message you want to share, or a motivational speaker. I am writing a book about my philosophy, friend. That's actually that's part of the stuff I'm doing. So, like, it's gonna be a while still. Like, my goal is to release or publish my book, I should say, rather, in the year 2020. 2020 on the 22nd of November is my goal to publish my book. 22 11 22 or 221122. Like that's my goal date to to release my book. But it's gonna be a journey. I've written like 45,000 words, so like 60 70 pages, but I still have a lot of writing to do, so I'm gonna have to. I think a clothing line of shirts, parachute pants, and drip scarves when after people buy the goods and get the book for free. I would actually love to do that. So it's very interesting that you say that, because my intent was to actually make the book completely free and then give people the option to pay if they want to. So also in my philosophy and in my book writing, I also plan on doing my own audiobook of this book, and then for that reason making it even more accessible. And then on top of all of that, I also want to go and do motivational speaking at high schools, because the reason I am the person I am today and the reason I'm writing my book is for teenagers, and for like especially depressed teenagers, because that's exactly who I used to be. And for that reason I had to do something, I had to create something that I could help those kids with, those kids that feel like life is useless, there's no point in it, there's no future, nobody cares if I were to die, all of those thoughts that creep up on us and will still creep up on you if you're not vigilant about them. So I want to give them information, I want to teach them how much power they have, and in that I also want to go do motivational speaking and then give them all the book for free so that they can educate themselves, so that they can learn. So I think that's a great idea, friend. Like giving the book away for free with the shirts, parachute pants, or the drip scarves sounds like a amazing idea. Thank you so much, Bold School. Trade plan actually gotta rope people in with the water, with the rain, with the drip. Oh, that's the one. There we go. I got it. I got it. Is that a mop on your head, mate? It is, friend. It's a beautiful mop, but it doesn't really do the best job of mopping. Not that I've tried, but I'm gonna like imagine for a second me trying to mop something with my hair. Yeah, not the best idea. Are you a hippie? Yes, I am. I'm a highly intellectual person pursuing inner enlightenment. Highly intellectual person, HIP, person, or pursuing inner enlightenment, PIE, hippie. So yes, friend, like I really like the word hippie now, ever since I learned that acronym. I already got the pants, so it should work. Yeah, absolutely. Are you trying to be a cult leader? Absolutely not. I'm trying to be a creator, friend. I'm trying to be a creator. The day Earth stood still. Maybe it will. Maybe just for a second it will stand still. As soon as I hit publish, everything stands still for a bit. Kanye. Kanye is a very interesting character. I would love to have a conversation with him one-on-one. You can get those clothes at thrift stores, reduce, recycle, reuse, recycle, friend. That's not a bad idea. It's actually something I would do for myself as well. Because I believe that if clothes have been worn, they have even more like soul to them. They have more personality. They've experienced things. So think about like a brand new bought piece of clothes. It's traveled like overseas technically as well. It's seen the country that it was manufactured in, like the cotton stuff that it was made of has seen the beautiful place it was grown in, and then it was also transported to the place it was made in, and then traveled the sea to be in the country that it is worn in. And then as that clothes get worn, they also experience more and more. If you understand what I'm saying, maybe I'm sounding a little bit of too much of a hippie, but I believe everything has value like that. And it's our thinking of it that gives it that value, if you understand what I'm saying. How do you feel about Oscar Pistorius? I don't really feel anything for him, friend. That sounds very wrong. Just hearing that sound like came out of my mouth. But it's not. I'm not thinking regularly about him. Let me just say that. Like just reading that name was the first time I've thought about him in maybe like 2 years. I know that he shot his girlfriend through a door, and that he is a paraplegic Olympic winner, and that he lives in South Africa, and that he is a little bit of a gun nut. But that's as much of him as I know. I don't really feel anything or feel about him, if you understand what I'm saying. I think everything is perfectly neutral, and only we get to attach a biased or duality feeling to it, if that makes sense. I feel like he needs a leg up. Don't be mean, friend. Don't be mean. Teenagers aren't depressed, they just listen to a bunch of edgy, sad music. So that music has made depression something glossy and shiny and almost fashionable. Ah, I agree in some sense, especially with Billie Eilish right now. And but I don't completely agree. I was it's very difficult, friend, because I was kind of listening to kind of depressive, edgy music. I was listening to like Sum 41, My Chemical Romance, Blink 182, uh, Three Doors Down, Skelet, Billy Talent, Silverstein, uh, those type of bands. And I don't really think they're depressive or they glorify depression. But during my time of depression, I think it really helped me to feel a little bit less alone. And I almost felt like in those moments, like the lyrics were about me, if that makes any sense. Like it probably makes sense to you. And I think the same thing happens to people that listen to depressive music. It can be like the other way around as well. Instead of you listening to, oh, they could feed into each other. Like you're actually enlightening me to something that I've never actually thought about. And I feel like I'm starting to understand it. Thank you, friend. Make Doritos. Nope. What? Wasn't sure if you were giving going to get the drip. No, I got it, friend. You see, like I had to. like scroll through my brain's library of like what does this thing represent, and I got it fortunately. In which country you are now? I am in South Africa, friend. Living, born, raised in South Africa. I'm sorry in advance, but I couldn't help but think depressed teens can get on Reddit right now and buy GameStop. Yes, they could. And they could become millionaires. Who knows? A lot of people have. This thing is drawing very tight, so I'm gonna give it some space. Good day, sir. Thank you, friend. I'm just so aware of the little dripping water behind me right now. It's so tranquil, actually. I couldn't call those depressive, quite light. Yeah, exactly. I also kind of thought they were quite light, but I was heavy depressive during that time. And so for that reason, I don't think they are completely related or correlating. Dude sounds South African. I am South African. That's what music's about, brother. Exactly, friend. That's kind of what I think as well. And I don't think that teens listening to the music they are is what's directly contributing to the depression. I believe the state of our world is very clearly sick, and that sickness translates into the mental states that people have as well, especially teenagers, because they're even more prone. They have even more chemistry in their brains, so they're erratic and emotional, I think is a better word. You'd be a cool shaman. I'm trying to actively become one, friend. I recently met a shaman of my own, Carrie. Carrie. He cares a lot, and I'm already learning from him. And he, like, I asked him to be my master, or to be my teacher, I should say rather. And he was like, I already am. And when he said that, something clicked in me. Does it click for you as well? I'm even getting emotional. Do you understand? Like when people listen to depressed music, they start feeling like this is normal. Yeah, because they associate. They're like, okay, since I can relate to someone else who's also feeling this way, it is normal. Exactly. How do you, who do you live with? I guess I live with my mom and well, technically my mom, my two younger brothers, and my sister. Yeah, my dad is. I still live here, but occasionally he works away from home, so I get to be the man of the house and the protector as well, which is it's something I take very seriously, very very seriously. That dripping water sounds so relaxing. I'm happy you're enjoying it with me, friend. It is nature's little melody. Every little drop falling in its own way. Sometimes two drops at the same time, so they overlap. Sometimes bigger drops, sometimes smaller drops. Life is profound. You just have to like focus on some things and realize how much mystery and how much beauty you can see in it. Yikes, who was yelling? That was my sister. Sorry. What do you think about the inequalities in South Africa? Do you feel threatened as a white person? I don't feel threatened because me feeling threatened would be me living in fear. But I do live in forgiveness, friend. And unfortunately, a lot of people are being killed in South Africa. And this is a fact, but I don't have to live in fear of that. So, no, I don't feel threatened at all. And there are inequalities in South Africa. For example, that South Africans, white South Africans rather, make up only 5% of the entire South African population. So, like, we're the minority in South Africa. And they have a lot of like rules and regulations in South Africa called like Black Economic Empowerment, or BEE. You can go and look it up if you don't believe me. And it basically says that you don't qualify for certain tax benefits, certain jobs, all of these sort of things if your company isn't 50% or more black owned. So if you want to, for instance, be in the service industry, you have to give half of your company as a white person to a black person just to qualify for the jobs that you want. And like that's some of the inequalities that are in South Africa. It doesn't work that way for black people. Black owners can own 100% of a business and also get all of the benefits. But it's unfortunately not that way for white people. You should listen to Chapongo. It's like tribal dubstep, trippy. I don't know what genre, but it's a great band. You should check them out. Chapongo. So send me a direct message, friend. Like send me a direct message with that name, and I definitely will go check it out. Get any exotic animals in your backyard. Like venomous snakes, I guess. If you were here for yesterday's stream, you would have heard a crazy story. And if you want to catch that story, it is on YouTube. I'm uploading all of these on YouTube. Sure, you just slide it in there quickly. So venomous snakes. We have some hedgehogs. There are some like, what are they called? Foxes. Some missile yard cutter, like a type of cat species. Some warthogs. Some kudus. And that's about it. So it's not too exotic in my opinion, but I guess some of them could be seen as. I'd love to sit and smoke with you. You think very carefully about what you mean to say. I really try to, friend. I believe words have power. I believe we are constantly spelling. We're literally putting energy into this universe. So we have to be very aware of what we mean to say. Because sometimes we say things that we don't actually mean. And when we say stuff like that, we should stop ourselves, because our body and our being listens. And it doesn't discern what it listens to. That J isn't burning, you gotta roll it again. Maybe I'll do this quickly. It is very moist, so maybe that's why it's having a hard time pulling a little bit. I couldn't remember who suggested Chapongo. I'm glad you said that. I looked them up and they are now on my playlist. Good stuff. Thank you for saying that as well, Bold School. If you don't mind, send me a direct message, because I know you and me chat, so like I would like to listen to it as well. Oh my goodness, it's this guy laughing my ass off. I'm happy you're enjoying the stream, friend. Thank you for joining me again. I'll be here every single day for the next year as well, so join me again. What I think about teen depression is also that before the teenage years, you're not really aware of the world fully, so in a sense you experience bliss in the ignorance, but when you become a teen, you are just starting to become aware of the world, and you can just continue, friend. That you can just make a new message. But I agree. This thing is not pulling. But I agree. So like when you're a teenager, you become more aware of the world. And you also become aware of how unfair the world can be sometimes. And I think that's the part that's soul crushing to a lot of teenagers. You are already a teacher to complete strangers. You are helping me on my spiritual journey. Thank you, friend. So you understand as well what it is I was trying to say. I think we're growing from and that's something that he said to me as well. So after I told him, thank you so much for teaching me as much as you have already, he told me that I'm learning from you as well. Like, that's literally the first thing he told me. And again, I had that eureka moment, that realization that we're constantly learning from each other. We just have to listen. We have to be willing to teach. We have to be willing to learn. And so we're all each other's teachers in every single moment. Every time I see this dude, he's always hanging with my favorite girl, Mary J. Yeah, she's one of my favorite girls as well. She's my only girl at the moment. But she is very, very kind, very loving, very relaxing, and I'm very thankful for her. I agree too. He's a great teacher already. Thank you, friends. Thank you so, so much. And thank you for teaching me as well. Like the comment about the teenage depression and maybe the correlation it has to music. Like I feel like very, very curious about that thought in my head right now. I would like to explore it some more, and I probably will. Melt more on YouTube. Thank you, Bull School. Thank you so, so much, man. We'll do. This is the weirdest cult I've ever been a part of. It's not a cult, friend. No culting, only content creation, and then willing participants, right? Like we are creating something together, because I feel like this is a very dynamic sort of thing. Your questions, your influence into my consciousness is what is creating what it is we are experiencing. Do I make any sense? I feel like I'm making a little bit of sense, but so be aware of that. Thank you so much for joining me. By the way, have you tried Iboga? I don't know what Iboga is, so I don't think I can say that I've tried it. Never assume anyone can teach you something new. It's a great rule to follow. It really is, friend. Because when you're willing to learn from someone in every moment, you're no longer like just replying to what it is they're saying. You're actually listening, considering what it is they're saying, and trying to absorb it into your psyche. And listening to people in that way is something that a lot of people have never experienced in their lives. And I've seen it myself. Makes me think of this one guy I met at a festival, Ruan. He was having a hard time, and I had a chat with him. And I was just listening to him as he was talking. And I was like answering him about the things that he asked and the things that he said, and I was actually listening to him, like trying to learn from him. And he looked over at me and he asked me, "How do you hear me?" And it's making me emotional again. And it made me very emotional in the moment as well. And he's asking me again, "How do you hear me?" And I just told him that I'm listening. I'm actually listening. And we should listen to people. We should love people. Spongle Spotify. Thank you, friend. Thank you. But you send you a DM of their, but I just sent you a DM of their link. Thank you very much, friend. I was just thinking that. Meltmore. Meltmore is right, and welcome, Frost God. Welcome again. I haven't seen you in a while, friend. I hope you've been well. I hope you've been safe. And thank you for joining me again. It's crazy how a group of people creating a community is being considered a cult. I guess we are all part of the Reddit cult. Yeah, you can say that. We're all these, I believe, a little bit more enlightened social media users. Because if you've been using Reddit for a long time, Facebook, Instagram, like those are the ones I can think of immediately, they become a lot less appealing. You're like, Facebook, Instagram, Reddit, stonks. Is that dark sky behind you MTN, a hill, or a buildup of clouds? That is a mount. Oh, that's what you meant. That is a mountain, friend. But it's quite far away, like 4 kilometers away, basically. Maybe a little bit more than 4 kilometers. Quite a while away. Every day someone comes up with this cult thing. Yeah, and I think every day someone will, friend. I think people, like, I have this friend, I won't say his name, but we call him our gypsy. He is he is very into like language and the origins of words and stuff like that, and it's something that he studies as well. And every time we talk about like cults and stuff like that, he always has to interject and says, the word cult is derivative from the word cultivate. And that's basically what a cult is supposed to do for its people. It's supposed to cultivate the community and grow as a community. And that's why people always want to see it as a cult, because they're seeing growth happening. Active listening is a skill I've really had to work on myself. Listening can be so powerful. Yes, it can, friend. Very, very powerful. And it is it's almost freeing in a way. Like, you're no longer so involved with the active processing of what it is you're trying to say. And you're just so relaxed into the moment of absorbing what it is that's being said to you. And I feel it's very empowering. As you said, you feel powerful. Meltmore is not Charles Mason. Exactly, friend. Oh, it feels so interesting to identify with a new name, because our names carry a lot of power. Actually, the name we were given at birth by our parents and then called has a lot of power, because what I believe is that every single time you say your name, you're calling yourself into existence. Like, think about what it is I just said. Every single time you say your name, you're calling yourself into existence. Because without you saying something, there's nothing going into existence. But as soon as you say your name, you should say it with power. You should say it with pride. Not an evil pride. You know what I'm trying to say. You should be proud of your name. And I feel like in choosing the name Meltmore for myself, being a creative name, being an explorative name, a name that I can create under, I feel like every time I call that name into existence, it has more and more weight. Does that make any sense? The same way I have associated my name and the weight that carries. Thank you for the heartwarming universe stream. I appreciate it, friend. Thank you for sharing your stories with us. It's awesome. Thank you for listening, friend. You are awesome for saying that. Feel free to share some of your stories as well. I really like reading them. Reddit is currently on top of TikTok for most downloaded app, and maybe the top social media app now. That's sick. That's so, so good. I'm looking forward to Reddit becoming the top social media app. I feel like it's a lot less intrusive with its advertising. Like, especially if you get Reddit Premium, then there's none of it at all. And it's very personal in a way, because you get to cater for exactly it is that you like to do. And then the nice thing about Reddit as well is the communities that you get, like, you walk into. If you're into like baking, you can go r/baking, and then you can literally walk into a community of millions of people that like baking, and you can talk about baking. And that's not something obviously Facebook has groups as well, but it's not something that is as personal, in my opinion, as Reddit can be. And that's why I'm a big fan of Reddit. Reddit is really cool. I don't know why, but you look so Jason. You think I'm a Jason? No. uh, my name is actually pretty rare in the world, and eventually you'll know it, I guess. But I don't feel like telling it to you now. You'll have to sub to the YouTube channel and like watch for years and years until people uproot what my real name is. We're already halfway through day 69 of 2020, March 19th. Wow. Yeah, time is flying. Even though time has been feeling really weird to me lately, especially since I'm doing these daily streams, I don't think I've ever in my life had something to do every single day. If you know what I'm trying to say, like something that I've I have so much willpower to see this through to the end of the year, and like actively taking these steps, not missing a day, streaming every day, editing the video and posting it to YouTube every single day. I don't want to miss days there either. It feels good. It feels really, really good, and it feels like the year has been a lot more full because of that as well. It feels like it's a year. It's been a year, even though it's only been like 32 days. Today, the 32nd. It's crazy. It's so crazy. Time has become very cool. Everything born in time will end in time. And this is something that I'm now birthing into time. Ooh, what a trip. Life is amazing. I've never heard anyone in the US with the same name as me, only in foreign countries and my cousins. Now I'm curious about what name you have as well. I believe names have power. I do believe names have power. But for some reason we're very secretive of it online. Maybe it's a stalker thing. Maybe it's a privacy thing. Maybe it's a bit of both. This thing is not pulling. Let me do this a little bit. But I think names have power. I would love to meet every single one of you, learn your real name, call you on your real name, tell you I love you, give you a hug. And I would like to take photos with all of you as well. Like for myself. I want to see all of my friends all over the world whenever I want to. I'm a big photo guy. I love taking photos. Having a hard time. Big photo guy. And I'll, like sometimes when I'm feeling very, especially nostalgic, I'll just go to my like photo library and then just scroll through my photos. And then I imagine myself in the state of mind I was when I took that photo and how it made me feel then and how it's making me feel now. And I think it's healthy. I think it's healthy. I think it's something that I enjoy doing. I've never heard. I triple dog dare you to walk to the mountain in your next video. Like I would, if I could do it while streaming, and if I could have an internet connection doing that. But like one, reception is pretty shoddy where I am, and two, I'm streaming off of Wi-Fi right now and point-to-point Wi-Fi. So it has a little satellite on our house and then a little satellite dish on the tower, and then they're just like pointing at each other. And that's why I actually have a stable connection these days, which I'm very grateful for, because otherwise I would not be able to do what it is I'm doing right now. Well, not spelled the same, but very few people with my name. I'm curious. You can tell me your name in like the direct message if you want to. Maybe I'll tell you mine as well. Okay, I put some reverse air on this now, so a little bit more of a puff than I got the previous time. Some of you know what just happened, but I'm not going to talk about it. These past 12 months have been insane. They really have. And I think the coming 12 months are going to be absolutely amazing. Highs and lows. To me as well, actually, friend. Honestly. I went through some hectic lows in 2020, but also through some hectic highs. So I think it's a very full year. Let's say full. Don't apply any negative connotation, only progressive and growth words. Time is an illusion. Yes, it is. Time is an illusion. It is crazy how much of an illusion it is actually. Especially again, if you look back on photos. Or now for me, sometimes I watch my own video. Like I don't watch it for the entire time because I don't have time to do that. But I'll spend like 10 minutes just watching myself. And I'll be so critical. I'm like, you can still be better, you can still grow more, you can still be more understanding, you can still work even harder. And it's an illusion, as you said, Fred. Time is an absolute illusion. But it's an amazing one. It's a very convincing one. Both in my opinion and just people I know in real life. Looking at my Reddit feed, I don't know. Both in my opinion. I'm not exactly sure what you mean. You mean the highest highs and lowest lows? Nice blouse. Thank you, friend. I do that too with my photos, especially with the pictures I took when I went to Austria. Like for me, it was actually also the last time I did that. I was looking at photos I took in China. Interesting. I think maybe the geographical aspect of it has some extra weight. Is that a Blanche Devarou? Blanca Devarou? I don't know how to say that word. I think I kind of butchered it, but I don't know what it means either. Giving off therapist vibes. I actually considered becoming a therapist for a while in my life, but then I went to get like proficiency tests, and they told me I have to become a chemical engineer, and I didn't want to do that because my whole family are engineers. My brother is studying to be an engineer, dad is an engineer, all my mom's brothers are engineers, my cousins are engineers. Didn't want to be an engineer. Didn't feel like that was my life's purpose. Pure curiosity, but what is your opinion on viewing violence? Do you think it's bad for someone to see violence, or can you learn from it? Okay, so it's interesting that you asked me that question because it's actually something that I had to confront within myself today. And like there's a subreddit called r slash hold my feeding tube, r slash like stuff like that, and it's basically people getting hurt or people like getting into fights and stuff like that. And it's a subreddit that I did join, and I think I'm still joined actually. But then today I read the description of what happens in the video, and I didn't want to see it. I decided not to look. And the reason I am subscribed or joined on that subreddit, I should say rather, is because I do believe there is something to be learned. Like seeing that the super like it's a really difficult question, and it's something that I have to understand within myself as well, because for some reason there is a part of our humanity that is drawn to stuff like that. Violence or injury or stuff like that. And I mean, it's a part of us, right? It is a part of us. So you are learning from that part of you. But I think it comes down to how much time you spend doing something like that. If you're doing it compulsively or obsessively, or you're fantasizing about stuff like that, then it's becoming something that is toxic to your being. But if you're looking at it from a place of mystery or a place of forgiveness even, I think there is something to be gained in that. And I just came up with that, like decision, because I almost ignored the feeling that I was feeling when I decided to not look at what the description said. It was a video of like ice rink, ice hockey skaters, and one of them got cut open by the ice blades, and that's what the description said. And I was like, I watched for like 5 seconds, and I decided I don't want to see that right now. And I questioned it for a moment, and then I silenced the part of myself that questioned it in that moment. So I really appreciate you bringing that up in me and allowing myself to come to a conclusion. Do you have super high speed with that setup? I have 25 up, 25 down. So not super high speed, but something that's usable. It takes me only like 30 to 50 minutes to upload a YouTube video. So I'm very grateful for that as well. Hey, Thick Thor. Hey, friend. Welcome back. Did your ban get lifted? I'm so sorry. So to those of you wondering, they banned Fire Department of New York City, FDYC, because he called me Fat Thor. I'm sorry that they did that, dude. But thank you so much for being back. You can still melt more. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. The privacy and not showing your real name. Oh, you mean the Meltmore thing? What am I missing? What am I missing? I'm not sure. Time doesn't exist, but entropy does. Exactly. And light doesn't age. Yeah, isn't that interesting? Light does not age. It's quite weird. The reason we're seeing everything that we're seeing right now is because light is reflecting off of that object and then going into our eyeballs, hitting our little light cones. It's profound that we have evolved these organs to be able to perceive this world. And what's even more profound is the fact that we're only seeing like a very small range of the frequency of energy that is out there in this world. Like a really small range. There's so much we can't see. An alarming amount we can't see, actually. Exactly. The privacy and not showing your real name. Meltmore, I believe, is a great name. I'm very happy to have chosen it for myself. Follow your path. Yes, I will, friend. Absolutely. Blanche Deval, original, thank you for being a friend. Thank you for being a friend. Those subreddits are exactly why I asked this question. Very perceptive. I'm conflicted myself on, I'm supportive. Okay, I'm supporting it by being a part of these communities or learning about harsh realities. I personally feel dirty if I see a video of someone else, someone getting killed or a baby badly hurt. So I too chose not to watch those videos quite often. You see? So like I'm happy that you feel like I was being perceptive, friend. And I think we came together in this moment to learn from each other. So like I tell you what I'll do. I'm going to go and unsub or unjoin from those subreddits after this stream. I feel like after I've come to the conclusion that I feel like I've learned as much as I needed to learn, and now I think I'm done with it. So you can join me on that, friend. I'm going to go and unjoin. I've got my wristlet open when I was playing ice hockey with my own blade by accident. Your own blade? How did that happen, friend? Do you mind telling me? Oh, you got tripped and sliding into the boards head first and scrambled to get back up so I don't hit my head, accidentally cut my wrist open. Oh, I understand. I'm so sorry, friend, but here you are. You survived that, and I'm very thankful for it. Thank you for sharing your story. I got a sick scar from it, though. You see? Silver linings, dude. Now you have a story. You have a story. It's a little bit of a bittersweet story. Like, you did give yourself the wound. You can't say you defended yourself from like a sword attack or something like that. But it's a cool story, dude, nonetheless. And you got a sick scar. Yeah, we see deflection. Deflection is a big thing. Deflection, and what's the other word I used? Mediation as well. Mediation is also a big one. Deal. I like this plan. Thank you, friend. Thank you for joining me in it. I think it will do us good. Like r/ made me smile has been pretty good. Like there's some good stuff. Yeah. It makes me smile. It really does. I love seeing people grow, getting better, feeling better, taking care of themselves. We don't want to see people getting hurt. Like, obviously, it's part of our reality, and we shouldn't be naive, but we shouldn't live in fear. I think watching stuff like that is, in a way, living in fear. It's not you living in love or you living in forgiveness. So, I don't think it's the way. I used to watch those when I was younger, and it definitely messed me up a little and desensitized me. Exactly, it does desensitize you. And I think, in a way, that's probably why we do it. Because if you're empathetic, you feel people's pain, and in watching stuff like that, you expose yourself to that pain, and you learn how to numb yourself to it instead of feeling it. And I think that's probably why we do it. When we did it, it's to become resistant in a way, and it's a toxic way to become resistant. It's like stabbing yourself or like poisoning yourself so you can become poison immune. It's like, sure, you can do that, but maybe just don't think about getting poisoned. uh, Gore and death is not good for the younger kids to watch, and it saddens me that so many kids have phones and could watch that. Like I said, yeah, friend, and unfortunately a lot of them are. And it comes back to the reason that I said why we did it as well. It is a personal desensitization thing that we do to ourselves with intent, but it's not good for us, and it's not what we're supposed to be doing. Weed makes me smile, can make me smile as well sometimes, but it's not the only thing to make me smile. It is my all-time favorite. My People Need Me. r/My People Need Me. I'll go check out that subreddit. Actually, I've never heard of it. I'm intoxicated with whiskey. Is it good whiskey that you drank? Did you drink a lot of it? How much do you drink of it? Do you feel good for drinking it? Are you going to continue drinking it? These are all of the questions I have for you. And I think you should have for yourself as well. The rain stopped now, so there's birds flying about. Probably gonna start hearing them again as well. Birds and their melodies. Intoxicated with purple sherbet. That sounds good, friend. Sounds very, very good. Yeah. Different strains. It's so cool how one strain, even one plant to another, can have whole different balances of cannabinoids. And for that reason, the experience that you get from smoking it is going to be different because you're literally experiencing the chemistry of that plant. It's profound. It's so profound. Hey, Doge. Hey, dude. Hey, dude. I wonder why they do that. Every time you scratch a dog's head, they always have to go for a little shake. And then the way their ears make when it slams around against their head. Would you call yourself a hedonist? Hedonist? Would that mean I'm a heathen? Isn't a heathen a non-believer of God? So no, I don't think I would. Also love how you can make new strains with other strains. Isn't it cool? You're literally like influencing the genetics, like with different phenotypes and stuff like that. And you can basically take like one of your small plants, like your small males, and breed it with a small female, and then you'll get like a whole new different variation of that genetics in a small form factor. And because of that, it creates different cannabinoids and different profiles of cannabinoids, and then you can experience that even though it would be a lower yielding bud, it's like worth it. Like, it's so diverse. It's so diverse. Ever feel like freeing your pet? Like they're very free, I think. I was trying to think what you meant. They're very free. They can like go wherever they want to. We're not making them stay, but we do feed them, so they come back. What was that? It was a burp. It was a burp. But Pineapple Express is one of my favorites. I've never smoked Pineapple Express. I would really like to, actually. Growing a plant really made me laugh at the laws we have to have for it around the world. It's such an innocent looking little bush. Like, there's nothing wrong about growing a plant. Like, the legality of weed all over the world really kind of boggles my mind, like, to think about it. I don't understand why they're so dramatic about it. It's literally a plant. You put a little seed in the ground, it grows, and you can leave it there and it will die and wither if you don't give it water. It's just a plant. Like the stuff that we're drinking and the stuff that we're smoking, like cigarettes and alcohol, it's plants as well, and it goes through so many processes before it gets to where you get to drink or smoke it. But with weed, I can take plant, I can hang plant, I can smoke plant. Like, yeah, like, you understand what I'm trying to say? It's so simple, and it's so direct, and it's so personal that it's almost mind-boggling that they want to make it. It makes sense that they want to make it illegal. People can't have that much happiness. Yeah. Like, what kind of bird? I don't know, friend. You're really asking me the hard questions. I don't know what bird it is. Gotta go lift later, mate. Cheers, friend. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm going to actually end the stream here. It has been a long time of me streaming, so I'm going to finish up directly after I read all of your comments. Hedonist means believing the pursuit of pleasure is the most important thing in life. Is who you would say you are? Oh, absolutely not, friend. I think more a pursuit of perspective would be a way of explaining my view of life. Because pleasure is fleeting. It's something that you're never going to be able to hold on to forever. But the experiences that you've lived through, those are the truly important ones. So many music streams, then I find this nice. I'm happy that this is a change of pace for you, friend. And I'm so sorry that I have to leave now soon. If you enjoy this type of vibe, I'm posting all of these videos on YouTube. You can go and watch them. They'll be on the internet forever. I want to upload a video. Like, I'm going to be streaming every single day and then uploading a video every single day of the year as well, so that I can have this like chunk of 2021 of like memories and feelings and perspectives and everything like that that we are going to share all of here. And I look forward to being part of that. I look forward to seeing it grow. I look forward to looking back on it one day. Bang on, friend. A plant in my mind can't be illegal. Nature made it. You can't ban Mother Nature. Exactly. Do you prefer indica sativa hybrid? I'm a sativa fan, actually, friend. I left my dog in my grandma's farm last month. He just roams in the farm all day. It makes me happy. I'm pretty sure your dog is very, very happy, friend. And it's very noble of you to do that. To give up your own personal need for a companion, to give that companion the happy life that it deserves. That's beautiful, man. Our body requires cannabinoids. It makes no sense to make it illegal. Our body requires endocannabinoids. So technically you have to say that because that's technically the truth. But yes, we do require cannabinoids. Not necessarily marijuana, but definitely we need cannabinoids. And that's why we can experience marijuana as well. Have you finished the J? No. No, I did not. And we're past our time limit. Can't finish the J. You lost $5. Are you high? Yes, I am, friend. That made it the devil's lettuce all the way back in the 20s because they wanted to make paper out of hemp because it's better and healthier, and the lumber industry was losing money, and it did an anti-weed campaign. That, and they also used it as like a racism smear, and they used like the possession of marijuana to persecute entire races instead of persecuting them on actual offenses. So The whole stigma around weed is also racist. Thank you for the streams. Enjoy your evening. Thank you for joining me. Enjoy yours as well, friend. Yes, sorry. You don't have to be sorry, friend. I'll be doing the stream again tomorrow. So if you're looking for this tomorrow, this will be there for you tomorrow. Hey, friend. Hey to you as well. And goodbye to all of you. Facts Meltmore. I love all of you. Thank you so much for joining me. I think our lesson for today is understanding. I think we should be more understanding of the people in our lives, be more understanding of ourselves, be more understanding of the experiences that we encounter in our lives, and look at them from a healthy perspective. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye bye, everybody.